Streaming live on WSHTRadio.org from High-Tech High School, Norfolk, New Jersey. This is the Nomad Show. I'm your announcer, Kevin, and now your host, Ahmed.
Good afternoon. I'm your host, Ahmed, and now with me today is Kevin. Behind the glass is Elizabeth and Victoria. And today's topics are going to be, we're going to talk about a couple small trades that happened in the NBA, the Cleveland Cavaliers' struggles, LeBron pushes David Blatt, and we're going to go more into depth if that was right or wrong. The next thing is some NFL predictions between the Packers, Seahawks, and Colts and Patriots. And the last, we're going to end it up with Mo Williams scoring outbreak yesterday. Yeah. So, Kevin, let's start with small trade. So, we have Nate Robinson going to Boston Celtics and Jameer Nelson going to the Denver Nuggets. What do you make of this trade?
Now, Nate Robinson is an explosive player. You know, he's a little bit old now, but he has a lot of experience on the court. A lot of people, overlook his height, being one of the smallest players in the NBA, but he's just such an outstanding player. Defensively, because of his height, he can't match up to other players. But he plays with heart, and that's what you need in a game. And he gets those steals when he needs them. He contests every shot, and that's basically what we need.
Boston is saying they're gonna buy out his contract, so he'd be in a couple of days he's gonna become a free agent. So that leaves him open to any team that really wants him.
So then, why they trade him?
They trade who? Boston?
Yeah.
I mean Denver. They wanna. I guess they want more picks or whatever. Maybe to.
Wait. So Nate Robinson's contract is gonna.
Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, they're gonna buy it out, Boston, and they don't want any veteran players on the team right now. They're trying to go young and rebuild. So they're
gonna kick him out
Yeah, they're pretty much gonna think maybe today or tomorrow it's gonna happen. They're gonna buy him out, and then once he clears waivers, he'll be open up to any team that wants to take him.
So they picked him up to kick him out.
Well, they picked him up to get rid of Jameer Nelson. Jameer Nelson reportedly wants to leave. He always want to leave. Yeah, so that's the reason they're doing this.
So why couldn't they just drop Jameer Nelson, or because of his contract?
Yeah, that's why.
I see.
Now next, let's talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers. As you know, right now they're 19-20. I think they're 1-8 in their last 9 games. LeBron finally comes back, and yesterday LeBron he pushed their coach David Blatt. Yeah. Now, do you think this is a good or a bad sign?
I mean, you have to respect your coach. It's all about respect that. But LeBron James is a star player.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say he's really good. He's the best one in the team. He could do whatever he wants. I mean, there's a yes and a no. You still have to respect your coach. But now, if you look at the context of what happened, he was gonna get the coach was gonna get a technical if he kept staying on the court. That's why LeBron James didn't do it with bad intentions. He just wanted to tell him we don't want any technicals.
Yeah, after the game, I think he was quoted saying, "Oh, just looking out for my coach."
Yeah.
So obviously he meant no harm by it, but obviously people thought, it was a huge sign of disrespect. You shouldn't be pushing your coach. Maybe he's fed up with him on how the team's going without him. How bad they played. So both of us agree on that. We think it wasn't intentional or anything like that. All right. So the next thing, let's talk about the NFL. So as you know, the Pacers are gonna versus. Let's talk about that game first. Pacers and Seahawks. Who do you think is gonna win that game?
Now, we could break it down, but I'm gonna just bring a really nice, and simple. Aaron Rodgers is their star player. He's a star player of the NFL, basically. He's MVP candidate.
Yeah.
And he's hurt. So, when your quarterback is hurt, you saw what happened to the Broncos. Yeah. They couldn't keep up. I mean, there was other aspects defensively and all. But the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers gives them hope. He's a leader. And if he's hurt and he can't provide as, a MVP caliber player, the Seahawks defense is just going to eat them up. Legion of Boom, they're back together. They've been shutting down teams play after play for already 4 or 5 weeks. And, the only problem is the Seahawks offense. Marshawn Lynch is an amazing player, but their passing game, it needs a little bit more burst. As far as the Packers offense, they have Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb, amazing, one of the best duos in the NFL. They have the most touchdowns together and the most yards together. But the defense for the Packers is also, a big component to this, because if they could shut down the Seahawks points, then it'll be a defensive game. And Aaron Rodgers, I'm sure, if he plays them, healthy or not, I'm sure he could provide points on the board, and that's what matters.
So you're leaning towards?
I'm leaning towards the Seahawks in this one because of Aaron Rodgers' injury. Yeah.
All right.
Hey, man, if y'all don't mind me adding in, hey, it's Max Wheeler, and I'm just here in the other room. And, well, speaking of the Packers, have you seen the Cowboys game?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it was sad. Pretty disappointing.
That was a tough call.
I'm glad they lost. I hate the Cowboys. Cowboys suck.
Well, excuse me, sir.
All right, Kev. Let's talk about the next game, the Colts versus the Patriots. Who do you think is gonna win that game and why?
Well, the Colts, they have an amazing defense. You know, players that really want to play football.
Yeah.
And their offense is, you know, really good too. The only problem is their running game. They lost Ahmad Bradshaw during the regular season, and I heard I'm not really sure where I got my information from. I forgot, but I heard Trent Richardson was out and he wasn't available to play.
Yeah.
And you know that will play a big role in the game. You know, a running game is essential to playing offensive football, and if they can't get the ball on the ground, then it's just going to screw up their whole routine. Because then their receivers, Reggie Wayne and T.Y. Hilton, you know, once the defense only settles down to the pass, it's going to make it a lot harder for those two amazing receivers to do their thing. Hakeem Nicks as well as in the lineup. Andrew Luck, you know, they say he's an amazing quarterback, second or third year in the league. Second year in the league. And he is an amazing quarterback, but like people have said, they burned him out. He's been, you know, put way too much pressure on his back, and you know, he sometimes.
But he's stepping up to the plate.
Like he steps up to the plate, yes. Yeah. But you know, when more opportunities come, you know, more errors, more margin. You know, you need to bring down your margin for errors, and you just have to play, you know, as perfect as you can, and that's
a lot to ask for.
That's a lot to ask for. You know, it all depends on their defense and their running game. If their defense shuts down the Patriots, which I doubt, because the Patriots are a machine, man. They've always been a machine with Bill Belichick there. And their offense, you know, people might say it's not the best, but they just have so many weapons that you don't expect, you know, to make plays when they have to. As far as the Patriots defense, you know, you have players that have stepped up as the season has progressed. And, you know, I think the Patriots finally have, you know, a Super Bowl caliber defense, and I actually picked the Patriots to win this one. As much as I hate them as well, I hate the Patriots, but you know I think they're gonna win it. So it's gonna be Seahawks and Patriots in the Super Bowl.
And what you said, like his margin for error is really small. Yeah. Now, as you know, the Colts beat the Patriots. What's his name?
Broncos.
Broncos. Yeah, they beat the Broncos and Peyton Manning. People say, like, you know, you don't throw this term a lot to him, but they say he choked. They say he put too much pressure on himself. Especially after considering what happened last year, he put so much pressure on himself. His throws were off. Do you think that sort of plays into a reason? After the game, you know, they found out he was injured. Yeah. He had like a quadricep tear.
Yeah, for a month.
Yeah. So, do you think he choked, or people are just like, jumping to conclusions?
You know, when it comes to games psychologically, you have to be prepared. You have to be in the mindset, in the zone. And but to me, I think it was more like lying on the injury side of the reason they lost, because Peyton Manning is a veteran player. He's been through, you know, many pressure, and you know, he's played through a lot of games. And I think that it was more based on the injury. Like, I mean, he's been off like at the end of the season, like half of the season.
Yeah, like the last month.
Yeah, he hasn't been playing very well, and you know, you could focus it on his injuries. I think it's his injury, but then again, you know, age comes along. And, you know, that messes with his, you know, how he thinks and how he wants to, you know, if he's going to take a sack, he prefers just throwing it out, and then, you know, he might make a mistake. So, you know, but I think it was more based on injury other than pressure.
All right. And now let's talk about Mo Williams yesterday. He scored 52 points.
52 points, 6 3-pointers, I believe, right?
Yeah, 6 3-pointers.
You know, once you're on fire, you make shots that people are like, what?
Yeah, they're just looking, they're like, how'd you make that?
It's just the feeling when you're playing basketball. Once you have that hot hand, you know, you know everything's going to go in. You know, he's not a rookie player. He's been in the league for a while, more than 10 years. He used to play, you know, with LeBron, and he used to play for the
Cavaliers.
Yeah. And, you know, he had a breakout season. I'm glad that, you know, Minnesota snapped their 10-game losing streak.
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah. I think after the game, he said, I think snapping the losing streak to him meant more than scoring all those points, which is, you know, it goes to show where he's coming from. He wants the team to succeed. So that's really good. Yeah. All right. Thank you for watching, and thanks to our panel, Kevin, and thank you to Elizabeth and Victoria behind the glass. I'm Ahmed, and this is the Nomad Show on WHITradio.org.
Thank you for watching Nomad. Tune into WHIT Radio's YouTube page for more shows. Have a good day.
You're getting faster on saying that.
See me live on WHIT Radio.